Welcome to episode 36 of The Sigma Show. I'm your host, Sigma. Before I get into who's joining me today, let's go over what our topics will be, just so that everyone's refreshed and we can let a couple of people filter in before we go through introductions. That's the real reason I do that, in case anyone was wondering. So, first up, another small update on the Activision Blizzard situation. We did say that we would keep bringing it up as long as, it was an issue that was ongoing, and it is. So we'll have a tiny bit of news to go on in terms of that. After that, Fortnite had another big celebrity concert. Ariana Grande performed. We'll talk a little bit about that show. Star Wars Galaxy Star Cruiser has finally, the pricing at least, has been announced for that. So we'll talk about what you can maybe expect to get out of this particular pricing for a Star Wars experience. And at the Fulbright company, an indie game studio, famously the company that made Gone Home, apparently had some issues in terms of their management that we'll get into and talk about. But to join me and talk about these things with me today, I'm sorry, it's early in the morning. I'm usually better at this. But to talk with me about these topics today, Rexicon Jesse.
Well, good morning, everybody, especially you, Casey.
Thank you. Ash Redux.
Hello to the Twitch community.
And Blue Bones.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy.
Oh man, Lampy saying I'm out of sync again. I don't think I'm out of sync. We just had this discussion.
I think he's just gaslighting you.
He's like,
no, he's right. No, he's actually right.
Oh.
I want to say the last time I used, because I didn't stream yesterday, but the last time I used this was to film something for Escapist, and that's why it's off sync. Do with that information what you will, but I think some of you guys might know what the hell we were filming. But anyway, I should be fine now, hopefully. I just made the change. I apologize. But our first, Saber Psych in the chat as well, saying good day, good evening. It's 8:18 p.m. for them. Wow, okay. Yeah, my bad. It's morning for me, and I think all of you guys as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's pretty early for us, yeah. But first topic, this Activision Blizzard update. Apparently, they finally changed over some of their leadership. The Blizzard president, J. Allen Brack, has stepped down. Right? I don't think they straight up fired him. They probably asked him to leave, right?
Yeah.
That's real quick side. That is most likely what happened, but I did think also, what if he also was just like, I'm just get out of here before crap continues to hit the fan for this company.
I'd say it's too late for that kind of thing.
That's fair,
right?
If he tried, because did anybody actually have any because I missed
against
that part.
him? Yes.
For me.
Yeah,
okay, that's the part.
He's also kind of in trouble for not behaving properly, but also people complaining to him. Essentially, he kind of was looking the other way and knew about certain things.
Complaints. Okay, gotcha.
Saber's says too late is an understatement. But taking his place are actually two people. Mike Ibarra, which is a name you guys might remember because he was with Xbox for 20 years. He was instrumental in the software side of the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, and the Xbox One, I want to say, before he actually left the company. Moved over to Blizzard then, and is now heading up Blizzard alongside Jen O'Neill, which is a name I'm not familiar with.
Not really, no.
Yeah,
she was one of the heads at Vicarious Visions, and apparently they had done work on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, the recent
the remake. Okay.
Yeah, and Destiny 2.
Nice.
They put some work on there. Yeah, they did some other games way back in the day: Ultimate Alliance 2, Guitar Hero, Skylanders.
So she's been with Activision for a while.
Hit.
Yeah.
It's definitely kind of been forgotten about, I think.
I think it really, yeah. I think it was kind of revolutionary, and we don't go too far into Skylanders, but the fact they were bringing the toy to the game. They kind of did it on a scale that a lot of people wanted to do it, and then Disney picked it up, and then I think Switch got it now with the Amiibos. So I think they kind of
that was definitely their idea. That I want to say it was Toys for Bob. That was the first to do that. But yeah, so Jen O'Neill, longtime Activision, from the sounds of it, and Mike Ibarra, kind of new blood Blizzard, and they're together heading up the Blizzard part. Because I think,
Yeah.
is there like a president of Activision, or is it because it's not Bobby Kotick? Like I know he's not doing like the day to day.
Yes,
I
Rob
would think yes.
Kostic.
Rob-
Kostic.
Okay, yeah, that's not enough.
Kostich.
Okay.
No, I don't know too much about him myself.
All
Yeah,
right.
so just like you said, these two are going to be taking over Blizzard, and oh boy, still got Activision.
So the I don't believe either one of them, unless I've missed it very recently, have like said any kind of public statement about them taking over just yet. But there was an investor call that I read a story about where a lot of the investors were kind of asking the leadership, like Kotick, Jen, Mike, about, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news, like how's it being handled, like, and will it affect our bottom line is essentially the question that would follow from all these calls. And I want to say, from the article I read, I didn't get any quotes from Mike, but Jen actually spoke up in response to some of that in stating that, like she was happy to take the position. She was looking forward to kind of make some positive changes, et cetera, and that, the pipeline would not be affected. I'm paraphrasing. So
Yeah.
honestly, and it is an investor call. So like that is the focus is on these people's money as kind of grimy and ugly as that is. But
Oof, yeah,
the conversation really didn't seem totally focused on what was going to happen to kind of improve the conditions. Just that these are some executive level changes that we've made. And I guess we can only wait to see what is implemented, if anything, because none of the demands that were sent out from the actual staff apparently have been met yet, or at least talked about even.
right. Yeah.
And in addition to that thing that I had heard that plays right into that, some of the shareholders for Activision Blizzard are also suing Activision Blizzard for withholding information about them being investigated for 2 years and never telling them, which inflated stock prices, and then they would crash when
they
they
lost
find out.
money.
So they're suing them. Yeah.
That is interesting. I did not know that. But yeah,
What's
like,
crazy?
no, go ahead.
What's crazy is that after all of that, they're still saying, "Hey, we're gonna be fine." That's the craziest part. They're like, "Your bottom line is still gonna be all right. Don't worry."
I mean, but like, can they say anything other than that when they're talking to investors? Like, you never want to tell them
Like,
like,
the
hey, we're gonna exactly.
I mean,
but this is
Can
the
you tell-
exact thing that they're getting in trouble for. Not telling
No,
the truth.
you're right. Yeah.
that is fair.
So it's like at this point you kind of have to. I would think,
And
point.
real quick, Jesse, I'm glad you mentioned that because I was actually going to ask. So I've been hearing a lot about it over time, and I've read some of the articles too. I was going to ask, were there any, I guess, issues coming up on the Activision side of things, or was it just Blizzard where these accusations and stuff were coming through?
Okay, see, I have that in my notes about this because, from my understanding, this lawsuit is about Activision Blizzard and that it's the company as a whole.
As a whole,
All of Activision Blizzard's PR stuff is pinning this on Blizzard. They're saying this is not Blizzard. This isn't the Blizzard we want. Blizzard says all voices, we're removing the person from Blizzard is stepping down, and they're trying to push all that PR on them. But I could be wrong, but I think it is the company as a whole that's the problem.
right? And I was wondering about that too.
I was gonna say maybe Call of Duty is worth more than anything Blizzard's got, so they're just saying it's all Blizzard.
I mean, I can
stuffing them under the bus.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see why they would do that though, because it is like the worst stuff that came out was tagged to the Blizzard side. Like Blizzard was an acquisition, like they didn't come up with them. Like they bought them at some point, right? So, and like the stuff with the Cosby suite and whatnot, like that was all Blizzard stuff. Like it was, in all honesty. Not to say that Activision doesn't also have a toxic culture,
I know.
or that it didn't condone what the Blizzard was doing or do anything about it, but like, it makes sense that they would be like, hey, you guys were like Like, look, we be wildin', but y'all be wildin'.
Wild.
So like, so now, yeah, they're definitely throwing them under the bus. It sounds like. So yeah, like, it does seem like they're trying to pin it all on Blizzard. But honestly, Blizzard does seem to be like really crappy in terms of like their corporate culture. So like maybe Activision, because they were such a big company before, like Blizzard was kind of homegrown, I think, and became super big. Activision was more corporate for a longer period of time. Like maybe they were a little bit more on top of this, but like the stuff about like unequal pay and like, you know, minorities not getting recognized and whatnot, like that's corporate America, point blank, period. So like I'm positive that that's still going on over like company wide.
I think that a lot. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I do think that Blizzard was initially built in a different time. Initially, you know, with a different mindset and with a lot less diversity, and it's grown up into something so big that's had to be forced to include all of this. I don't think they adjusted well over the years.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Kind of just this old guard mindset of like, this worked then, this is how we do things.
Yeah.
And just this sense of being untouchable because of how much power and influence that they've had from those days, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they were also probably predominantly male too back in the day. Not saying that there weren't, because I actually just watched the High Score docu-series on Netflix that went into like a bunch of gaming like history basically. But I definitely saw women who were big parts of like what made gaming what it is today. But it was definitely predominantly male back then. So for all I know, like you were saying, Blue, they were just had their own little culture, way of probably making jokes that you probably shouldn't make in the office, especially now nowadays. Like after we're starting to be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't make those kind of jokes, especially, you know, since we have women in our office, we shouldn't be talking about them like objects. Let's try not doing that, guys. So I can see that. I can actually see that they just start, you know, hiring people, qualified people, blah blah, potentially start underpaying, all that, everything else that follows suit with corporate America, like Casey said. So, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense that Blizzard just did not try hard enough to keep up. Let me not make it sound like
they probably didn't need to, right? Because everything that they built around them served their own personal purposes. But Darth Tommy also speaks to the whole thing we were getting at with them kind of promising the investors that the bottom line won't be hurt. He says, the sad part is that Call of Duty, as well as Blizzard's IPs, are so big that regardless of the outcome, they'll continue to make tons of money just due to inertia. Plus, many casual games care little about this whole situation. I'm assuming he means casual gamers, like the people who are playing like Candy Crush or whatever, because they own that too, I think, right? And, you know, it's sad, but yeah, that's the truth of it. But we'll wrap things up there and move on to our next topic.
Real quick,
no, yeah, go ahead.
I feel bad because I cut off Jesse earlier, and I know you wanted to say something, bro.
I'm sure I did. I don't remember what it is now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't
Apologies.
forget about you, I promise.
I'll just take this opportunity to say, make sure we blame Activision as much as Blizzard, because they were part of that. I think that was one thing earlier was, because I think a directly reference was like the Call of Duty cycle that would like chew through developers, and that was another thing that they had that was mentioned in the lawsuit, and like so it's definitely on the Activision side too. And yeah, it's rotten on both sides of the core, I guess.
Yes, two cores, both rotten. Throw those apples away. But we'll move on to a slightly less rotten apple, Epic's Fortnite.
Yeah.
They had another concert event. Ariana Grande starred or kicked off what they're calling their Rift Tour, which I think is supposed to be a bunch of shows like this coming down the pipe. You guys all got a chance to look at the actual concert, right? Like I didn't play through it in game, but did you guys also watch the first one, the Travis Scott one?
Yes.
Yeah,
I actually joined. I was in that one.
Yeah, I played through that one too.
Did we do that together? Or like the same day?
So.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we definitely talked about it for sure.
Did it together, that would have been sweet.
But so what are you guys like immediate takeaways from this sort of kind of video game event, and also just Ariana Grande's concert period? Like, are you fans of the pop star? Let me know.
First off, I hate Fortnite, but I love these concerts. I have like that's my whole takeaway on this. I hate Fortnite, but I love these concerts. The Travis Scott one was super dope. This Ariana Grande one, I'm not even a huge Ariana Grande fan, but that looked like a whole bunch of fun. To be able to have this virtual concert. Now, I was talking with my wife about it. I'm like, yeah, we should do all concerts. She's like, no, it's not the same. Like I'm like, let's do everything online. She's like, no. But but the point that I ended up coming to realize is that this is a different medium that reaches a whole bunch of people in a very unique way, and it's new and it's cool. I think it's cool. I would I was thinking about like which artists would I want to see in the future. If I saw Silk Sonic, like Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak in one of those, I would rush home to make sure that I made it on time.
Like I could see myself getting super hyped for a damn Fortnite concert if it was an artist I cared a lot about.
Exactly.
Like I watched that freaking Donda live stream, both of them. Like the man starts 2 hours late each time. I was sitting there watching.
So it's just like I love the new medium. I think they should continue this. I liked the Ariana Grande's performance, or not her performance. That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah,
I liked her sequence. It's not a performance.
I mean, does she mocap any of it? You think?
Oh yeah, I'm sure, but that doesn't mean the whole experience was her performance.
Right. Of course not.
If anything, it was the developer's performance more than hers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was great. I had a completely positive experience.
Okay. Ash, Jesse.
So yeah, I'm basically on the same terms as Blue. I've never really liked Fortnite. As soon as I have to start trying to build something, I'm like, this is too much. I'm gonna play something else where I just shoot people. Excuse me. But yeah, no, when I saw the whole thing with the first hype for the Travis Scott concert, I was like, wait, a concert like in the game? So I immediately was like, that just sounds interesting. I wanted to see how it turned out. Watch, I'm like, this is just visually impressive. Like I wouldn't think that you could do this in the engine for Fortnite. Not even that it's like an underpowered engine. This is not something I would expect to see made with that engine. So I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Excuse me. And I thought I don't even listen to Travis Scott, but I watched the whole thing and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I was like I enjoyed his music purely because of the visuals. Honestly, like I like good visuals, like a good music video. Even for somebody, I can enjoy your song a lot more with a good music video. This is like a really cool music video, basically, except it's a whole concert. So it was awesome
experience. Yeah.
And it was interactive. Obviously, I like that too. So, and then I want to make a quick side comparison to the Pokemon 25th virtual concert.
Oh, with Post Malone, right?
With Post Malone.
Oh,
now
man. I saw some pictures of that. That looked weird.
Yes, and it looked a little weird. It's mostly Post Malone looked weird. The effects around him were cool, but Post Malone did look weird. But I was just like, I was thinking to myself, if this wasn't Pokemon themed, would I have liked it more than the Fortnite Travis Scott concert? In this case, also the Ariana Grande, since that's the topic right now that we're going over. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think I prefer their concerts over the Pokemon one, even though you could tell I had that Pokemon budget. Again, ignore Post Malone's like avatar and just look at like the Pokemon area and how the stage kind of moves through different Pokemon centered environments and stuff.
It's impossible to ignore Post Malone's avatar. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
I'm looking at it right now for the first time. This is shocking.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
If you skip ahead, if you just skip ahead, look at the Pokemon and their habitat, like interacting with the world. That looks cool. Give me a Pokemon game or a show that looks like that, and I probably like it. Ignore Post Malone, but
it's impossible. You cannot stop staring at Post Malone's avatar.
This like,
and his body looks so weird.
It's just the dirtiest Pokemon trainer.
Oh my gosh!
The point is,
he looks like he wanted to be a biker, and then he just stopped halfway. Like, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's like you told someone to make his face out of clay on the computer, but they didn't know what clay actually was.
Oh my God.
It's like his beard is one of his tattoos.
Casey, you got to clip this. There's gonna be a whole Post Malone roast section clip that you should put on YouTube.
Post roast. Got it.
Post
Post roast. I like that. But yeah, no. The point was, I really like Fortnite's concert. So I was wondering when they saw this one for Ariana Grande. I literally heard about it yesterday and then watched it right before you sent me to run for the thing. That's why I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh, what did they do to step it up, right? Because the Travis Scott one was really good, and I wanted to know what they do, if they do anything to step it up or anything. Because the Travis Scott one, it was a little interactive at first, you know, when you're actually like walking around and then like you see him stomping on the ground and you're bouncing every time he stomps. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I was like, what more are they going to do for this one other than just the visual effects? And next thing you know, you see everybody like jump around in like this little pink tree, foresty, cotton.
Well, it was like the bears. Like
it was
the bear's fur, like
I didn't realize that, but yeah, you could see the face in the distance. That makes sense. Bro.
And then next thing you know, you got the mini game of you like basically like sliding around almost like you're on a Sonic stage because it has like
shooting the dragon and stuff.
And then they're shooting the dragons and demons or whatever with actual players live, just shooting at it from a plane after you jump. I was like, okay, this is all right. I'm with this. This is even more interactive. I like that. And then finally just following her through the portals while she goes up the stairs and whatnot. I thought it was hilarious. Saw some people like trying to jump to the stairs.
Yeah, did they get like get like vaporized and teleport somewhere else?
You guys suck. You should have let them jump to the stairs, and because I think the stairs are too high for you to jump to the next one anyway. So it's not like you could keep following her because she's giant. So just let them jump to the stairs. They'll just get stuck there. That's their choice. Let them do it. But yeah, no, it was cool. I enjoyed it, even though I didn't really listen to any of the songs that were really there. Like I don't really know the artists. I found out some songs that were Ariana Grande songs that I didn't know were hers.
Didn't know they were her
songs. Like I don't listen to them on the regular, but they show up in movies or in the radio every now and again. I'm like, oh okay, yeah.
It's all right, bro. Just admit that you're a super fan. It's all right. You can do this. This is
clearly,
safe space.
What do people
here.
call Ariana Grande's fans? Do they have like a nickname?
The Grandes, I don't know.
Are they like the bunny kids or some crap? I don't know. She wears that black bunny mask.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Ariana Grande. But how about you, Jesse? What's your take on the interactive music video?
Man, okay. First of all, anytime I try to read about something that's happening in Fortnite, it's like reading the transcript to a fever dream. Like you're just like, what? Yeah. Like this technically makes sense, kind of. And then I scrubbed through that video, and it was like watching a fever dream. It was wild.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah, it was, and I didn't get all the connection because I was just scrubbing through it, and so it was like, oh, we're here now. Maybe this connected. Sure, okay. But like the idea of the thing itself. I read sci-fi. I like cyberpunk. Of course, I'm into virtual spaces where we all get together. Like, yeah, that's the future. I want that to be a part of life. It's cool. So that part I'm really down with. I think the sort of problem that I have with it mainly is that I'm never going to care about any of the artists that they book because these are all huge things and I don't like any of them. Yeah, and like that's if you like Ariana Grande or Post Malone or whoever, that's fine. Like,
more
no
power
shame.
to you.
That's cool. Yeah, but it's not my jam and I don't enjoy it. The thing that might get me to like install the game is that it is a weird fever dream otherworldly experience. And I might participate in that in a space where I never would have gone to see that person or gotten involved in an event with them for any other reason than that.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. Fair. Yeah, it's a cool new thing in a virtual space, which we all can be fans of, right? Like the same thing with the Travis Scott concert, like Ash was saying, like I don't listen to Travis Scott, not a fan of his. There's literally like one single song that I know and like from him, and it's because half of that song belongs to Drake.
And now I know which song you're talking about.
Yeah, Sicko Mode, right? Like it's like his only good song, whatever. But just like that, the Ariana Grande thing, I personally think Ariana Grande is a much better artist than Travis Scott, in that she has like a legit, like really good voice. Like she's an amazing singer. Her songs are very pop to the point where like I don't rock with many of them, but like to hear her sing, especially when she does covers, she's phenomenal. Like so she's very talented. I will not take that away from her at all. I did think that the songs on display for this were kind of weak. Like the experience around it seemed to be a lot more fun than the actual music. Whereas
You're
during the
right.
Travis Scott show, I was not a fan of him, but they started with like probably his best song, Sicko Mode, and then the other songs that played afterwards weren't that bad. Like they kind of fit with the whole spacey jumping around vibe in a way that made me appreciate them more. So like this is a way you can kind of get some of those reluctant folks on board with a super popular artist if they're not already, or if you're just older and don't follow what the kids are doing, you can, you know, maybe this is your way to get clued in because you were curious about the virtual reality aspect, right? But I do think, because I said the same thing before, like if they had like Coheed and Cambria or Death Cab for Cutie like show up as one of these Fortnite shows, I am there day one, every single show, because those are like my favorite bands in the world, right? But I can't think of anyone other than maybe Kanye who's big enough to maybe get asked by Fortnite, right? But
Drake.
like, who?
Drake.
Well, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, maybe Drake would be.
Like-
They had a Beyonce concert. I
T-Pain.
think they go crazy.
Beyonce.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'd be there for a
I don't think
T-Pain
T-Pain is that big, but I don't think that
How
they're
dare you.
only going
How
after.
dare you.
What do you mean? How dare you?
dare
You think
you.
T-Pain is as big as Drake and Beyonce? That's what you're telling me right now?
He's still better than Drake and Beyonce.
I'm not talking about
He
better. I'm
fits
talking
a
about
Fortnite-
popularity.
But he fits a Fortnite concert, and he's a Twitch
Yeah.
streamer. He fits a Fortnite.
Look, listen.
concert.
Let me finish my
Right
point
now.
because what I'm saying is I don't think this is going to be exclusive to those bigger acts. I think that they will eventually start rolling this out to more indie artists and stuff, more
T-Pain.
niche artists and stuff.
No,
and
you're right.
and then you can, you know, more people, more non, you know, super popular young actual Fortnite players can start to get excited about these virtual shows, because in that Epic versus Apple lawsuit thing, they were sitting there talking about their plans for the metaverse, which was something I predicted when this Fortnite concert stuff started. I was saying like, hey, they want to copy Ready Player One and make all your avatars linked. Like in the video we watched, it was Ariana Grande as an avatar watching a bigger Ariana Grande standing next to a Rick avatar who was like making
Yeah, I saw
rainbows, and I'm like,
That
this
was
is
hilarious.
mad funny.
Yeah.
Like this is just real silly. This is legit Ready Player One. Like I would not mind having stuff to do in a world like that wasn't a battle royale game, and this wasn't battle royale. It was a bunch of other nonsense,
Exactly.
right? So like it's really exciting, and even though it's 100% commercialized, like they want you to be in there spending money or whatever, it's still fun. Like you can't deny that that's kind of a fun place to hang out with friends. And it's
Exactly.
free on the surface, so like they're not forcing you to spend money either. So like I honestly cannot be mad at this.
There's no downside.
Yeah, like I really like that they're doing this. I do hope they expand it out to like some smaller artists or some completely different experiences in general, right? Like it doesn't have to be a concert. Maybe it could be a poetry reading. Not that I go to poetry readings. I'm sorry, that sounded really pretentious.
Ooh, yeah.
I can't think of like what's another kind of live event that you would maybe want to see happen in a Fortnite type setting, if not Fortnite, but just virtual.
A comedy.
Yeah,
routine.
exactly, stuff like that. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that'd be-
This might be a little too weird, but honestly, when are we going to see a political debate in this setting?
Oh god.
Oh wow.
Where
I mean, we
More
people
that
interesting
have,
to
already did.
watch.
where people have live visceral like visual reactions to what people are saying and doing in that space. That
That's
is
some
something.
Black Mirror stuff, bro.
Yeah,
I-
but
I
that
don't-
is something very.
Yeah, I don't think
Powerful
that is that far off. Like legitimately.
Seeing live reactions. I mean, we damn near doing that with Twitter already. You know what I mean? When there's a debate going on, people are using the right hashtags, and you can really gauge what people are saying and how they're reacting. Once you put that into that visual representation, I think it would look super dope.
People just throwing tomatoes.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and they really feel it, and no one's really getting hurt, but emotionally.
That's happening.
I did want to ask Jesse, especially, which band or artist would you want to see in this space? Which would make you like, okay, I gotta make sure I see that one.
Is it just because I like them so much, or like a
Or did
You're a
they
fan of them.
benefit from it?
popular thing that was like, okay, that maybe is possible, versus something that
No,
I
no,
just
no.
want to see?
So if Fortnite said, hey, look, Jesse, knocking on your door, we want to make
The
a
whole
concert
of
just-
Fortnite.
Mr. Fortnite is
Mr.
here.
Fortnite comes out
Fortnite
on
himself.
the bus and everything. You know what I mean?
It's
And
just
he
a
says, we
sentient
want to
bus.
make a concert that you're gonna enjoy. Which artist should we book?
I would just go with my favorite artist and say Android Lust.
Android Lust. Okay, I definitely got to look them up.
That's
And then
a heck of a name. I'm looking.
I want to hear some of their songs and then kind of visualize what that Fever Dream would look
Yeah.
like.
She's wild. She would make an awesome Fever Dream Fortnite concert thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check these out later.
Hey, real talk too. If you does anybody remember the T-Pain "Can't Believe It" music video and how much of a fever dream that music video already was?
I don't think I do.
I think I do.
If you watch that, and I was like, after Blue said T-Pain, because that wasn't the one I say of at first, but I was like, wait, no, T-Pain would be perfect for this. T-Pain would be great for this.
No, I 100% think T-Pain would put on a hell of a show. Like that guy is super entertaining in literally everything I've seen him in.
The visuals for it would be great. But yeah, no, I'm starting a petition, everybody, for T-Pain to get his Fortnite concert. I'm gonna go to petition.org or whatever it is, and I'll make it, and let's start getting signatures, everybody. Let's do it.
All right, so we have a goal to reach. But with that, I guess we'll move on to our next topic. Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, right? This is a premium Star Wars vacation. You stay in kind of a simulated Star Cruiser, like you're supposed to be like out in space or something, right? It's like a luxury cruise liner sort of thing. And they let us know what the pricing was, because I think people were waiting for the details on this for some time now. Here we go. Blue was? Yeah, Blue is a super big Star Wars fan for sure. I didn't know that you were like waiting to see what this was. But here are the prices, right? For 2 adult guests, $4,809. For 3 guests, 2 adults, 1 child, $5,299. And for 4 guests, 3 adults with 1 child, $5,999. Basically $6,000. These are the prices.
2 days, right?
Yeah.
2 nights?
2 days.
Yeah, I think it's over a weekend.
2 nights.
So, Blue, when are you booking your ticket?
That includes a queen bed. It's not even a king bed, y'all. It's a queen bed.
You're in space, bro. You can't be taking up so much space, all right? Look, this is the thing.
No.
What do you mean?
It's space.
What do you mean you can't be taking
It's
up that
nothing
much
but space.
Oh my gosh. No, I thought it was funny that, your segue into this was, we're setting goals, because that's exactly what I told my wife when I saw the pricing. I said, this is the goal. We're going to start a swear jar, and we just go start saving money. And when we hit that, we going. Honestly, I think the price is extra exorbitant. Exorbitant, excuse me. I think the experience looks amazing. It is something I do want to do. If I'm 100% honest with you guys, like they had a sample itinerary.
Yeah, if you could give us kind of like a rundown of what the actual experience is, since you're probably more familiar with that than the rest of us, and see if maybe some of this cost kind of makes some sense.
Does it include the food? Sorry.
Well, that was going to be in the whole rundown that Sigma was talking about.
I know. I'm sorry. That's why I said sorry. That was my main question. But go.
So basically, Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser is a virtual Star Wars adventure that they like is extreme LARPing. Really.
Sell me on
it. Yeah, they have built a huge Star Cruiser that you actually go on. The itinerary says that you go from a shuttle to the docks, and you meet with the captain, and you check in, and the windows that they have there make it look like you're in space. Like everything's projected. All the decor is just like movie quality, supposedly, and functional. And you stay the weekend with your family. It's like a resort hotel kind of deal. However, now this is in by the Disney Hollywood Studios and Galaxy Edge. So you can go to the parks while you're there, but while you're in the ship, in the adventure, they have a whole bunch of things to do as far as building lightsabers, going through the whole ship tactical systems, and you meet up with different characters who have like different story progressions throughout your time there. You go on different missions and stuff like that with the actors there, and just like you said, there's a whole bunch of food. There's a wide menu that looks like space food. It looks so crazy. And there's just a whole bunch of it's immersion as much as they can do. It's immersion. And that's really what this is, and that's you're paying for Disney immersion, which is something. Disney don't skimp on their experiences.
Is there?
So the food is included?
I said that.
Yeah, it does seem
I'm
like
sorry.
food is
Our
I missed
drinks
that.
included, though.
Ooh, our drinks.
There is a bar there.
free.
I
Blue
don't know.
milk?
If it's right.
That means no. You paying more for drinks.
Oh man, but I mean, once you paying like $4, $5, $6,000,
You
bring
probably
some
don't,
pocket change.
you don't care anymore.
And you're right, you don't care anymore. Oh man,
Like, I'm sure these prices only go up, right? Because like the denominations they give you, like, oh, this is for 2 adults, this is for 3 adults, and then all of them only say 1 child. Who wouldn't try to bring more than 1 child to this thing, right? Like, what's the
People
cost
just-
of
you
just
pick
an
your
extra
favorite.
child? You pick your favorite.
And they come with you, and the other one's got to stay at the normal park.
I think I'm not 100% sure on how they're doing this, but I think they're saying if you bring in more than 1 kid, you bring in another. You're getting another cabin.
Dang.
Because you know what? They're probably. I was gonna say they have like 1 adult, 1 kid rule, and I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to help them, but they're not helping me.
Yeah, like it's kind of
Wait,
unclear
wait.
how they do that.
Oh, wait, because if they did 2 cabins and they actually, because that would make sense if they're not over a certain age to do 1 adult, 1 kid. Because who would want like a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old in a room by themselves like that?
And I think that's kind of what this is getting at, is that this experience doesn't necessarily seem to be geared towards kids at all.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, like this, like they want like the diehard Star Wars adult fans to shell out this money and like try and live like their Han Solo or Luke Skywalker. Like the whole thing with the missions and the role playing, that actually sounds kind of fun. Like you're in a real life video game and like somebody like bumps you in the shoulder and says, "Oh, meet me
Yeah.
in this location to give you this information, this mission, blah blah blah." Because apparently there's
And there's
secret stuff that you
multiple
can
missions,
miss. Yeah,
too.
like you can
Yeah.
not talk to the right person or say the wrong thing, and then
Mm-hmm.
not get an experience that maybe somebody else got. And that's going to
You pay
entice you,
$4,000.
yeah, to pay another $6,000 to go back and try to get the rest of that experience, right? Because you're a
Oh.
super fan.
Wait until you see the articles like, man spends over $100,000 to get the full experience.
Oh my god, I
He-
can't
he-
wait for that article.
He went through all the multiple quest lines and
Lines and
potential
everything.
endings. He got endings A through Z. This man is a trooper, a star trooper.
I like that. I think that's a different property, though.
I know.
Insightfully Dab says, sounds like Casey wants to try LARPing. If it was at this quality and in a setting that I liked,
100%.
I would totally try LARPing. It's just that LARPing gets tied so much to like the medieval fantasy thing, and like that's just not. I don't find that the most interesting.
There are definitely, and I'm not an expert LARPer in any sense, but it is something that I'm interested in doing more and have done a bit of. And there are other properties for LARPing. Like, I mean, it ties into, because we're in America, it ties into RPGs, which are, huge in fantasy settings. But there are modern day LARPs and like sci-fi LARPs and things like that. So if it is something that's interesting to you, it is out there, and it is infinitely less expensive.
Oh yeah.
But does it match the quality that you
Quality,
could probably
the
expect? Because this is
atmosphere.
Disney money trying to recreate like movie quality Star Wars atmosphere.
That they did.
If you give a bunch of nerds like 6 to 8 grand and tell them to build you a starship to have fun in, yeah, you'll probably get that.
You know what? I think you might be right.
I don't know. Is $6 grand enough?
For a LARP experience for this one person, I feel like you could pull that off. They got the connection.
Oh, but that's for one person though.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to build a starship on $6,000.
Yeah.
But you're also, not going to be dealing with the volume of people that this starship has to have LARPing at one time.
that might be part of the appeal. But I see what you're saying though.
Real quick, sorry, side note, Jesse, what is a modern day LARP? What is that?
Like it's set in the modern day. Like it's you're dealing with like whether it's like a urban fantasy, like something that deals with like magic or Vampire the Masquerade or things like that. But it's you're in
like set
right
in
now.
today.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't have a cardboard castle you've built or a real castle or you're imagining this, but you are dealing with the actual world around you and whatever your scenario is.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
That's very intriguing to me. Yes.
Have you ever been to an escape room, Ash?
I have been to an escape room.
Bro, I love me an escape room.
That's probably the closest I've been to like LARPing, modern day LARPing or whatever. Because like they like to try to build an atmosphere in those situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, the one I went into was supposed to be like a casino in the 70s, so, but still, modern day enough. It's modern enough.
I mean, it's like 40 years in the past or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, those not medieval times.
Okay, but so yeah, any other thoughts on this experience? Is this something? I know Blue, like you still are striving to actually get here still, right? Like the prices haven't set you off.
To do this. No, the prices have set me off. I don't want you guys to think that I'm crazy, but this is a goal for hopefully in a couple years. Because I'm just starting. I know what the goal is now. I'm gonna just start to save responsibly, make it happen. You know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a thing you love. It's an experience that supposedly is like very tailor made for that fan base. So like, yeah, if you can, it sounds fine. Sounds like a good time.
My wife and I met talking about Star Wars. I can't, just abandon that.
Right?
This is such a cool experience. Yeah, we're gonna try it.
I do hope that it lives up to the expectations though. If you would shell out
bro.
all this damn money.
I'll wait for you to go, and then I'll go after you tell me how it was.
All right, final. No, go ahead.
I need to point out one thing that I feel like was an incredibly smart maneuver that they did in this.
Yeah.
Oh.
That building probably has no windows, and that's a huge thing about hotels. It's like, oh, is this a window? Like you want to see outside?
Yeah.
They can build a cinder block, just huge cube, put a cool thing on the outside, and then that's it. That's all. It's all on the inside. There's no outside windows. You're not dealing with it. Like that's kind of smart. I like that idea. Also, it looks wildly uncomfortable from those images they put. Like everything looks angular and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
None of the beds or seats look comfy.
It looks like the cabin in Mass Effect.
Yeah, it does. It's very sterile.
They're like ships.
I mean, yeah,
like they're supposed to be.
Now
like, I paid
Mass Effect, all I hear is
$6,000 for this.
Commander Shepard going, "You want to bang?" That's all I hear now.
Oh my god.
The Mass Effect experience coming at you.
You want to bang?
But that actually brings me to the question I was going to ask to kind of close this out. Like, other than Star Wars, what would be your preferred kind of, super detailed live action experience? Like, let's assume that you'd be able to afford it to go.
Yeah. Y'all go first, because Star Wars was obviously my first one. I gotta think of the second one.
In a real similar, Ashley, you're struggling, so I can go next if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not. It's just I'm too busy thinking about it. You go. It's cool.
Okay. I mean, I feel like any sort of like immersive with animatronic dinosaur Jurassic Park thing would be pretty sweet.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that would be great.
But
Scary.
really similar, but not at all. It would be, man, if someone was like, we made DS9 and you can hang out on it, I'd be like, all right, you got me.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Star Wars Star Cruiser, don't care. Deep Space Nine, all right.
I mean, yeah, the big difference. Completely different situations.
It's a whole different space station.
Yeah.
From a whole different property.
Of course, I get it. Ash, you still want some more time? Because I have a feeling I know what you're gonna say.
All right, I'll let you go first in case you, and then I'll see if you know what I was gonna say. Go.
Is it Zelda?
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh, I had something much more lewd in mind for Ash.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
The leisure suit, Larry.
Hey.
I thought he was gonna go to like a straight up anime harem universe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
Whoa.
Why is this your impression of me? Wait. I need to-
Oh man.
But no,
Oh,
actually,
he brought up anime now.
but for me actually, I think I'd really enjoy like the Last Airbender type universe.
Yes.
Which nation or all of them?
Well, like that's the thing, right? Like you would go and you would like maybe pick the nation, or like you would take some sort of test, or you would take an avatar test or something, and like you're the avatar, like it's centered around you, so you can experience and learn from all four nations. They have like little storylines where you have to like maybe help prevent wars and crisis and whatnot, and tons of martial arts training and practice and whatnot. Because I'm a big sucker for that kind of stuff, like live demonstrations of people like fighting and like cool bending effects. I'd be so into that. Like I think that world is actually super amazing and deep, and I would totally be immersed in that if I could.
I feel
Yeah,
that.
I'm sold on that one.
Yeah, I'm
that.
sold, and I made it up. I'm like, do this now. Whoever has the money, do it.
Mine would. I have my main like three, but my first one would probably be Legend of Zelda. I wouldn't be able to tell you which game specifically because I don't know. Like if I woke up in a tree in Kokiri Forest, you know what I'm saying? I walk outside.
Hold
and I'm in
Hold on,
Kokiri
hold on.
Forest. What?
This is supposed to be an experience that you go to.
Right? Like you
Yeah,
get,
no,
you just wake
it's a
up.
fake
Drugged
tree.
and then
I mean, but that's how like all the Zelda games start, right? Like he wakes up.
You gotta wake up somewhere.
So part of the experience is you pay for them to come to your house the night before,
Chloroform.
nab you,
I'm not
take you
joking.
there.
I do it. I do it.
That's part,
Oh,
for $6,000.
wow.
They better kidnap
Like
you.
you wake up, you're in like a tunic.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, wait, who took
Oh,
my
yeah.
pants off?
I won't ask questions. But no, it'd either be Legend of Zelda, like some sort of Dragon Quest setting. I'm a big fan of Dragon Quest series too, specifically like number 5. And then lastly, would be this one might not be third, might be second, but it'd be Assassin's Creed. Probably
Oh.
like the first or second one specifically. I guess the first one would probably be better. I'm Arab, so I can fit in better with the first one. But whatever. The point is that an Assassin's Creed one I think would be really cool, and it basically be like it's not like think of like you saying KC, like there'd be basically martial arts training and stuff going on, obviously, and there would be like parkour training and stuff.
Yeah, like that'd be real
and
fun.
stuff like that, and potentially someone like actually teach you how to like move your body in a more stealthful manner, you know, like actually teach you movements on how to be stealthy, and all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool.
And then
That's
the
one that-
final
that
attraction,
fits
you
most.
get to stab a man in the neck.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you got the soft knife, right? And you're like, hey, now you gotta
Soft.
sneak up on him and just
Oh,
like
yeah.
that on the back of the neck, and the dude just presents like, oh, my
I
God.
actually
You know what I mean?
disappointed that the knife wasn't real.
I was gonna say soft. What? No, I'm here to
No, I
kill a
brought
man.
my own.
Okay, so we'll end on that note. Weirdly enough, and move on to kind of a more serious topic here. The founder of Fulbright Company, again, the studio that's behind Gone Home, Tacoma, and more recently they're working on what is that game? Route 66 or something like that.
Oh, I know what you're
Open
talking
Road.
about.
I'm sorry, that's a different game I was thinking of.
Open Road.
Open Roads
Oh,
is
yeah.
their latest game that's coming out. Apparently, there's been a ton of staff, mainly female, who have been exiting the company due to the toxic work environment. Basically from their boss, Steve Gaynor, I believe his name is, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you guys don't know, Gone Home was kind of critically acclaimed, and it was kind of the game that kind of started off this whole walking simulator thing that has become kind of its own take on the adventure game genre. And it starred a lesbian female protagonist and told like a pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? A pretty inclusive story, I guess. Like it basically told a story about a woman in games and an LGBT woman in games that was very much appreciated by the community. Like it was kind of upheld, and like it kind of attracted a lot of women to the studio to work on future projects because of that. But it apparently turned out to be a nightmare because the creator and owner, Steve Gaynor, kind of micromanages all his female staff. Like he mocks them, is rude to them. There have been no allegations of like physical assault. Like he's not sexually harassing them, but he is mentally harassing them in sort of his micromanagerial style. Like he's not a good boss, essentially, and it's caused
They
a
just
ton
got
of
like
people.
an overbearing presence.
Right. Yeah. He's like a perfectionist, and he's nasty about it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so he's basically been driving a lot of people out, and people have been warning other people from coming in and working with him as a result. And it's been taking a toll on the development of their latest game. So so recently he's essentially been sidelined in that he's no longer going to be running the company as like a boss.
On the
He still works
day-to-day.
there, but he's like separated from everyone else and is kind of just focusing on the writing now. But he is still writing a story about two women. Like it's a mother and daughter who are on a road trip to discover stuff about their grandmother. So it's very female centric, but it's a man who basically can't manage women effectively at all telling it. And it's kind of leaving a sour taste in some people's mouths at this point. But I'm curious what you guys take on like this kind of situation. Like it's not a sexual assault, but it is
And assault.
yeah, it's like a kind of a mental assault, right? Like it's is there something to this other than him just being a bad boss, you think?
I mean,
I do think it's
go ahead.
important to. Sorry, just real quick. I think it's important to point out that he was also degrading of their opinions and their contributions. Like he definitely did not have them weigh as much as their male counterparts. So besides just being micromanaging, he was also oppressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sorry, Jesse, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you're fine. I also, anyway, says mansplaining and belittling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is I mean, unfortunately, but it is a really good example of that there are multiple ways to harass people. Like that this is, well, it is not the Activision Blizzard situation of what they were doing, but it is very much a sexist view that is harming people. And it's not in the exact same way, but it is harming them. I know so it's easy to look at it and be like, oh, but it's not that bad. It's well, it's not that bad in the sense of it's not exactly the same thing, but it is bad. Like this is still wrong. Something that is doing this is another example of, tearing a studio apart and harming people. And that even a small studio, this had like less than 30
Yeah, I want to say
employees?
like at max it was like 20.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And he'd been warned about it too, and just said, "Cool story, bro," and kept doing his thing.
How about you, Ash?
I don't know. I'm really wondering about it because it's like clearly he's not valuing the input from his female and belittling them and all that. Like all that's in there, and like I can't. It's not like I have something to refute anything there. So it sounds like okay, clearly he doesn't value the women that he works with. At the same time, I'm wondering like, because obviously you don't have to like a group or any person specifically to still like make a good story. Like if you're a good writer, you can write about anything, whether or not you have bad views, and you can twist it even if it doesn't match your actual views to make money off of it. So I'm like, maybe that's why, maybe he's doing that, but it just feels. I'm wondering if it's more or less he does still like doesn't again because I'm not gonna say he doesn't. He does value it, even though he treats them poorly. I'm wondering if it's kind of like you said a little bit, Casey, like maybe he's just some sort of weird perfectionist. And if you say anything that goes against the vision that he already has in his head, he just doesn't care what you say. And I'm wondering maybe because legitimate women are saying, hey, maybe it'd be a little more, like believable or like hit home to a mother-daughter situation since I am either a mother or a daughter or both. and this is my input on it. And he's just like, nah, that doesn't fit my vision. Shut up. So I'm wondering, I'm trying to, I don't know. It just feels weird, and I just wonder which one it is. Either way, he's still being a bad boss. I'm just wondering if he's like a sexist bad boss or just a perfectionist
Like
bad boss.
okay.
So
I think even if it's the perfectionist route, it ends up being sexist. So it's
fair. That is
yeah.
fair. Like it would still technically be sexist in this case. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it just sucks because like and this quick touch back to the Activision Blizzard thing too. It's like we never know what's going on in a lot of these companies until things come to light, and the same thing goes with like people those who make movies, write books, other stuff that we enjoy, and it was something because like bad thing ABC XYZ goes down here frequently and no one's doing something about it. Now obviously we should do stuff to make it change, but it's always a wonder to me like how much stuff I like every day where something's going on, and then people can be bad people but still be very talented in what they do. So it kind of sucks because it's like, oh, let's say I love Legend of Zelda, and next thing I know, I find out, excuse me, no, I almost said Miyazaki. Wow, the producer for the Legend of Zelda games is
AG Aonuma.
Yeah, I was trying to say Aonuma. Thank you. And if Aonuma was just like a horrible person, right? Like he hates Americans. He hates.
I don't think that makes you a
qualifier for terrible.
No, but let's say all right, fine.
Americans Americans be doing some shit.
We doing some stuff. But all right. Point is, like, if he came out.
I used to touch little boys or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I was about to say it, but I didn't want to say it. If he was doing that, and I'm like, and he's making stuff basically about a little boy who goes on adventures and all this stuff, like, oh no, that's weird.
No, that's a really good point you bring up because, I feel like very recently I had a conversation about like the age-old separate the artist from, the person from the artwork or whatever, right?
Yeah. And
it's like, oh, you can do that with some people because their views don't necessarily have anything to do with the work. Like I think someone asked me about H.P. Lovecraft being a horrible racist, and then like the quality of like the world that he built and that other people have used to kind of make their stories and whatnot. I feel like I can still enjoy that. But like R. Kelly, who was a guy I never actually enjoyed, the guy was literally singing about his crimes in a lot of his songs. It's like you can't separate that. Like that's the same thing. I'm sorry, I just hit my mic. Like he sang about his crimes in the songs. So like
he said, age was nothing but a number.
Right. So like there's no real separation of that sort of thing. But like yeah, in this case, Steve Gainer's art is about like the plight of women. At least the Gone Home was, and like this new game will presumably be similar. So for him to behave this way towards women does seem to discredit him being the writer of this kind of a story. But
weird.
There are still other people and women who are working at the studio making this game. Like they care deeply about the project. But like, does that matter if Steve Gaynor is the one who's actually writing it?
I think at this point, it matters if he's the one who continues to write it.
So you're saying because he is still writing it. Like that's kind of where they landed. Yeah, they took him out of a leadership role at the company to help everyone else manage better because he was kind of deteriorating the studio from the inside. So they separated him that way.
I do like they at least did that. I am happy they at least did that. They could do more, but I'm happy they at least did that. Other companies, as we've seen, won't do anything. So.
So I mean, is that enough?
But it feels like his actions completely negate his message. And if they want a good message to come out, they can't have him sending it. That's how I feel.
I can feel that.
Yeah, and I think Lampy was echoing one of the questions Ash was asking, which was like, is it just his toxic managerial style, or is that specifically directed towards women? Like, is it everyone who's experiencing this, or is it just the women we're hearing from because they're the ones speaking up about it?
Because they're actually women and they have valid opinions on a mother-daughter situation versus the men who are probably like, I don't know. Sure,
so
that's why I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then we can't know, right? Like we don't.
Right, I can't know. So, but like you said, Blue, technically because of how this is set up, it would be sexist because of the plot of what he's writing about. And so it's
No, it's just because of the people that he's hurting.
Yeah, and the people that he's hurting too. So it's like it's gonna lead back to him hurting the women that he's working with. But I wonder if he was writing about anything else that wasn't strictly about women, if it would still be the same. So I don't know. But yeah, it's just weird.
No, yeah. And there's no way for us to know unless I guess more information comes out.
Right. So I don't know if his work, but I have no way of knowing this either. But if I knew for a fact, like if he did keep writing it, if they don't switch it to somebody else or something, or at least like he could give bullet points of what he thinks the overarching story with, and leave like a little storyboard for the next person who takes over something. I don't know. But if he's gonna keep writing, if I knew for a fact, oh, this will turn out, will be a good story and it'll actually help up with a lot of women in some sort of way. I'm not saying that makes his actions okay, not at all, but at least it can help somebody in the end. But if it just turns out to be a man writing about women and he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about throughout as they play through the story, it's like, then get him out of there. Why is he here?
And to be fair, that did not seem to be the case with Gone Home, right? So it doesn't seem like he's that out of touch as a writer in terms of how he portrays women, because like no one kind of had this complaint, oh, this doesn't feel like a woman at all in this story, which is a thing. Like there are tons of examples on the internet of men writing women, and it is like hilariously terrible how out of touch they can be.
Like Sakura.
Right, sure.
He admitted that. He said, I didn't know how to write a woman. He said that. Like, that's why she's so bad.
Fair enough. But okay, so this will be, I guess, the final question in regards to this topic here. Do you see a path back for Steve Gaynor? Like, is there something he can do, some sort of training, some sort of redemption arc where he can maybe learn to be a less toxic manager or a less misogynist person, if that's the underlying thing here, and then kind of regain his status as, you know, maybe not the head of the company, but at least be able to work with the rest of the staff in a less damaging capacity?
I could learn to be respectful.
Yeah,
like care about people, care about their opinions, understand his own shortcomings. I mean, that's how we all grow. I mean, I have different opinions now than I had before because of upbringing or whatever. And it's like, and that's because you have empathy, you care, you learn, you grow. So, yes, but that takes a whole lot from the inside that, you know, he would have to be willing to do. It's not really and I am for like programs and things to help people understand and like, oh, what is sexual harassment? We'll have a training about it. Like, I think those can be positive, but like if he wants to be better, he has to try and be better. And that's something that has to change. Yeah, he has to want it.
Because I do get the sense, if you guys have read like the statement that Steve wrote after he basically was relegated to the sidelines in a way, is that he did sound like he recognized that he was the problem and was accepting the fact that he needed to basically be separated from the team. So I do think that kind of speaks to him, at the very least, not denying it or claiming that anyone else was the problem. Like, I think that's an important first step for someone to actually begin to grow and like maybe change that sort of behavior.
I would like to see him, and I don't know to what scale, but at the very least, work on a serious project where he's not the sole writer. And he actually shares that power with women in the office who know what they're doing, and make a successful project out of that. Or as I should say, I can't tell him to make a successful project. Make an earnest attempt at making a successful product while cooperating respectfully with women. That's the redemption arc right there.
Yeah.
I will say, if you word it as redemption arc, that does sound like an arc. That sounds very legitimate. See that? Yeah, I think both Jesse and Blue both made really good points there. Like, you know, go get help if it's something that he actually wants and wants to make the change. Because anybody can go to a class and just sit there and not pay attention. I'm sure everybody's done that at least once in some class in school. Like you don't care, even if it's just for one day. You just sat there like, I don't care about this class. I don't care what you're talking about. And he could do that for the whole little training program that he signs to if he doesn't actually care and want to change. So still get whatever help that is needed. Be more respectful, be more kind. I mean, shoot, at the very least, you could at least be more understanding of people and then just not do, because like as somebody who's in charge, you don't have to do everything that your employees say or people who are under you, but you can at least be kind about it. So if you don't like the idea, just be like, okay, I'll think about that. Look at what I got going on, see which one fits better, and just say that, and then walk off. Right. That's it. Even if in your mind you're like, I don't like that idea, I'm not gonna do that. You could at least say that. Like I'm just so confused on how I can be so disrespectful. Granted, I've had managers, so never mind. I'm not that confused. I've heard it before.
I would say also hit him in his pockets. People in America don't learn unless they get hit in the pockets.
Money.
That's a good point. I would say,
especially that high up on the chain.
The fact that like he co-founded the studio, if not founded it outright.
Yeah.
So like the fact.
So he needs to give them a raise and take a little bit less.
I mean that's one way, yeah. But I do feel like the fact that like it is his company, and it's like, well, I'll just go in this corner if I'm that bad at this part of it. I do think that speaks to some self-awareness, because it's so easy to be like, all right, well, all of you guys get out, and then I'll bring in the people who agree with me so that I can run my company the way I want to or whatever, right? Like there are people who are sort of like that. Like in this instance, he went like, look, I'll move out of the way to get this thing done because I'm damaging the thing. I feel like there's a sense of self-awareness there. I mean, no, yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like when you get suspended for fighting or something like that at high school, you just get a day off of school. You get to stay at home. Like right now, what's happening to him? He's a little bit embarrassed online, but he's at home working and chilling a lot more than he used to. Right? There's not a downside right now, besides the fact that he's not in. Now I'm sure it's not what he's used to.
Yeah,
but
he's not in a leadership role in the company he founded. I do think that stings.
Yeah, it definitely does sting. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, bro, hit him in the pockets. That's when they learn. Because he's not. No, real talk. He's not losing anything at the end of the day. If he falls off the map, right, after this, after they finish this game, he can just go back to doing whatever he wants, and he's not going to learn any kind of lesson about respecting people and working with them properly, because nothing happens to him besides him just going home and working off site.
Lampy is asking how many people actually left. The Polygon article that got this story from, I want to say, says
it's like 4 women.
Yeah, 15 employees have left the studio since development on Open Roads began in 2019. 12 former employees said their departure was at least in part due to Gainer's behavior towards workers, specifically women on the team. So it does seem like more than just women left, but there were more women that left, and the majority of people who did leave said it was because of how Gainer treated women on the team. So, yeah. Hope that answers your question.
Basically, some men recognize like, yo,
like that's messed up.
You're doing too much, bro. I can't stay here with this, and left too. Which definitely says something. I feel like
and that number of people leaving.
Like,
that's an ally right there.
Yeah, that number of people leaving in a studio of like 20 or so people, like that drastically impacts. So yeah, it was definitely something had to be done, which is why Annapurna, the publisher, got involved and I guess got them to the situation they're in now. But any other final thoughts on this before we close up shop?
Be nice to people. That's all I got.
Good words. Said
very important.
Ash.
No, just be nice.
All right, then that's going to do it for episode 36. I want to thank my 3 co-hosts. Jesse, where can people find you, and what are you up to this week?
Oh, man, you can find me, where am I? I'm down here. So Twitter, down here, Rexicon Jesse. I post lots of stuff on there. Some of it's useful, some of it's just dumb pictures. Um, I have my Kickstarter going on right now. If anybody likes tabletop RPGs, I'm running Grinderbin's Mobile Market of Ridiculous Magic Items, which is like 100 plus low-powered, quirky items you can add to your RPGs without breaking the game. I'll be streaming. I won't be streaming tomorrow probably, but I'll be doing my normal stream on Tuesday and Thursday. Uh, and then I've got videos like 3MR and Behind Schedule over on The Escapist.
Nice. Ash, how about you? Where can people find you? What you doing this week?
All right, what's up, everybody? I think you spelled my name wrong.
What? Oh crap! I totally did.
Oh,
Dang.
Oh, he said you haven't been here in the podcast in a while, but I forgot.
Did I fix it?
Blue was like, "Oh wow, huh? Oh, I don't know. Extra E.
Just an extra E.
Yeah, there's no E in there, bro.
Yeah, just in Redux, not in the Ash part. There you go. You can find me there now. Right up there at Ash Redux on Twitch, on Twitter, actually on Facebook, because I'm trying to make that Facebook profile like be there for a reason, just for people to find me in other places. And this week, tomorrow, we should be getting back into the Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke streams tomorrow. Today, I was gonna stream, but apparently I have a bonfire to go to, so never mind. Unless I can do it earlier. And the rest of this week should have some more Pokemon Unite, some Knockout City. Hopefully, I can actually get with people, not to play solo, but that's what I'm streaming this week. Oh, there was one last game. No, it was important. Oh, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'll be streaming
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, I'm really having fun going through those. I'm glad they finally brought it to America. So didn't want to play the fan translations. So here we go. Yeah, doing all those. That's what's going down this week.
Sweet. How about you, Blue? Where can people find you?
You can find me if you search for Blue Bones, BLUB0NES, just like it says right above my head. I'm gonna be doing Over Wednesdays again this coming Wednesday, and then Free For All Fridays. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do this week, but we had a really fun time on Pokemon Unite, Kadu and myself. Jesse, I wanted to ask you to send me that link for that list of items for the tabletop RPGs that you were talking about.
Don't do that.
I you mentioned that, I was like, ooh, that sounds really good. I need to say it real quick.
Jesse, please don't.
I need to send me that link, bro.
Jesse, please.
Yeah, I'm really considering bringing a tabletop game to the streams. I've been doing a couple games in the background for the last couple months now, so that's definitely something that might be in the works. But one thing I'm really excited about: Super Smash Sundays, the tournament that's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. If you guys are following the open party, you definitely know about that. And if you don't, you should go search the open party.
Yeah, go look at the Open Party's Twitter or Instagram or Facebook page, or mine for that matter, at Sigma Gears 9. The current pinned message is the poster promoting the Bounty Hunters online tournament. It's about a month. It's in about a month from now, September 5th, which is a Sunday. It's a Super Smash Sunday. It's an online tournament. Sign up. You get the chance to not only win a grand prize if you come in first place, but if you eliminate any of the 4 hosts, that's me, Blue, Ash, or Jeff, you also get a prize. So you may end up with 2 prizes. You may not win the whole thing, but you kicked out one of us, so you get, 1 prize. And the prizes are based on our personalities. So you get like a fun little box of things that are related to the person you destroyed in the Smash tournament. So definitely
destroyed. God,
ain't nobody destroying me. I'm saying I don't care who it is. I ain't getting destroyed. No wipes.
Definitely come through up until then, and practice up. Like we'll be trying to use, some of our main characters up until then, so you can get a feeling for how to take us down and like learn our weaknesses and stuff. So come through to Super Smash Sunday today on the Open Party channel at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, and make sure to go to Smash GG. The link will be somewhere.
I can do it right here.
Yeah, Blue can throw it in the chat right now, but check my Twitter if you need to. Check the Open Party Twitter. The links are there. Sign up for it. There is a $5 donation to enter. We do that because we've spent money to set all this stuff up. So the very least we could do is just hold $5 to kind of recoup that cost. But if you're generous, you want to just give us more money as a donation to the open party because you like the things we do, feel free. Like we won't say no to that. But outside of that stuff, I also have a new 3MR that just dropped yesterday for Eldest Souls. It's a boss rush Dark Souls like. It was actually a fun time, so check that out. And the Breakout podcast with Nick Calandra, my editor-in-chief, as well as Marty Sleva. That episode dropped not too long ago. And keep a lookout for A Marvelous Escape coming back, because we will be doing episodes on the What If Marvel series. So starting, I want to say... Yeah, that starts this week. So like those episodes should start coming out, I think, near the tail end of this week as we dissect each of those episodes. And if there's anything else I'm missing, it's because I forgot about it, but it's fine. We'll get around to it at some point. But thanks everybody in the chat. Really appreciate it. Thanks to my 3 co-hosts for today. See you guys next time. Peace.
Goodbye.